Hello again, YouTuber, and welcome back to the Sakura Succubus 8. My name is MS-Punker1, and last video we discovered that Alice has been gone for days, or maybe even weeks. I don't remember exactly how how long it's been, but we discovered through some UA coming to us, more or less in panic, that Alice has just been turned herself into a shut-in the Succubus realm, refusing to do anything. So in the last attempt, more or less, Yuri came to us and asked us to join her in the Succubus realm to try and get Alice back, more or less. So let's see how that goes. Wow. I knew Alice had been going through some tough times based on US testimony, but I didn't think things would be quite this bad. She must be staying at the Royal Palace, perhaps at US insistence, but she looks utterly dejected. The head is hanging and her arms are round tight around her legs. She's rocking back and forth, mumbling worrying things to herself, which sounds rather affecting something. Is she? Alright. You even have to ask. The answer to that is probably not, but since I'm here, might as well ask. Hey Alice, long time no see, huh? How are you holding up? Alice sniffles. She wipes her eyes with the back of her arm and turns her head to look at me. Alice sighs. I can tell based on Alice's tremulous tones that, sorry, that this is going to be a pretty tough nut to crack. She's not in a good frame of mind, but I think I might be able to talk her around. I'm not the best orator, but I spent so much time over the last years with my succubus harem that I think I gotten pretty good at dealing with problems. You just have to be patient. Losing my temper with Alice is a no-go. That's no purpose whatsoever, beyond making her retreat even further into her shell. Hey now. I adopt a gentle tone as I kneel before Alice. I understand that what happened to you was embarrassing. It happened over a week ago. I'm sure everybody has forgotten all about that little mishap already. Yeah, I work at a magazine, so take it from me. I ought to know. Scandalous headlines get run all the time. Celebrities are always having affairs, getting into arguments or making poor business decisions. Old headlines are forgotten, just like that, and new ones get run to take their place. The accident that you had at Marina's ball might been a hot topic for a couple of days, but it's already blown over. I doubt anybody will care about it anymore, other than you. It is, yeah. Humans are horribly fickle, which is why IU, Cosmos, Marina and the others have to work so hard. They're constantly pushing themselves to remain relevant, so they can stay in the limelight. It takes active effort for everyone very famous, for even famous women like them to make an impression on people. You aren't famous though, Alice, so nobody will remember that you made a little mistake. Nobody's going to stare at you and nobody's going to say mean things. And if they do, that means they have too much free time on their hands. You shouldn't take their opinions too seriously. You definitely shouldn't hold yourself away in the succubus realm. I don't think it's very good for you. You need to feel a bit of sunlight on your skin at least. Alice wipes a few more stray tears from her eyes. Alice blinks. Of course, I think that you're a bit of more. I think that makes you a bit more appealing, actually. Yeah, we all have our own issues. Even Marina, she really hung up about her age, you know. No matter how competent a person might appear, we all have our own weak spots. Nobody's perfect. Apart from Hifumi, maybe. She has the patience of a saint, and she's incredibly talented in a lot of areas. Acting, cooking, karuta, and playing music. I decided to keep this to myself, however. I don't want to upset Alice any further. Comparing herself to Hifumi would be a fruitless task anyway, given she's something of a superwoman. In fact, if you were perfect, I'd feel a bit afraid of you. You can be intimidating talking to people who are too accomplished. You're easy to get along with, though. I know you think you're awkward, but I enjoy being with you. You're charming, and I know you're very, very kind. You care about people a lot. You've been worried about imposing on me, but I really don't see it like that. I enjoyed having you around, and I think my life is a lot grayer without you in it. Well, won't you come back, please? You never know what you might be able to accomplish if you don't at least try. Alice whispers a few more tears, wipes a few more tears from her eyes, then looks up. I extend my palm to her, and Alice, after a few moments, reaches out her hand to take it. Our fingers intertwine, our palms pressing together as I help Alice up. She stumbles a little bit after getting to her feet, but I reach out to steady her. I hold Alice in my arms, her chest pressed against my own. She looks up at me, her lips pursed. And then after a pause, she smiles. Does it look like she's smiling, but okay. That's the spirit. I'm glad you're feeling better, Alice. do my best, Alice said. I'm going to try and be more optimistic, she said. She promised to give making a name for herself in the human world one more shot, but... Alice has only been back in the human world for about 5 minutes, and she's already looking worse for wear. She changed the moment the sunlight touched her skin, and now she's glancing about the streets, surreptitiously. Probably said that wrong, but whatever. Like she expects to be jumped at any given moment. It should really be alright. Alice's skin has always been pale, but it looks even paler since her lengthy sojourn. I guess that's her dress. Or the attire in Succubus attire. In Succubus realm, and her eyes look distinctly bloodshot. The way she's shrinking away from the sunshine doesn't help. She's acting an awful lot like a vampire. Maybe she is. A Succubus vampire. I guess it's a good thing that, unlike a vampire, Alice won't crumble into dust upon being exposed to the sunlight. At least I hope she won't. I thought dragging Alice out of a Succubus realm would be the best for her, but now I'm not so sure. You and I didn't make a mistake, did we? Maybe Alice really would have preferred being left to her own devices. Never been much of a people person. Or a people Succubus, perhaps I should say. I hope she can get over her aversion to the sunlight at least, soon enough. Otherwise she might have a problem. Eventually the three of us make it to our destination, a somewhat small trendy cafe that's located in Ikebukuro. Yui says that she order and walks over to the counter, while asking me to keep an eye on Alice. It's obvious based on the way that Alice is hanging her head that she isn't in the mood to talk to anybody else. I think it's something of a miracle that I was able to coerce her into returning to Tokyo at all. The slightest noise makes a jump, like a small animal. One that's ready to be pounced by an apex predator. Awkwardly, Alice's eyes flicker across the patrons assembled in the cafe. Looks a bit like she's trying to plot out an escape route in her head. Watching her is enough to stress me out. It's painfully obvious too that she isn't enjoying herself. In fact, it's quite the opposite. She's shaking. Will she be alright? I reached out to her in the hopes that holding her hand might alleviate some of her anxiety, but a loud voice, one I don't recognize, cuts through the hum of casual chatter in the cafe. Alice jumps then glances about the assembled patrons wearily. She looks just like a cornered animal. I'm hoping that loud exclamation has nothing to do with us, but as it transpires. Oh shit. I thought it actually would have been someone we knew, only that we didn't recognize it, but it is a stranger. A woman is heading towards us, a woman I do not recognize. She's quite a glamorous looking woman in an oversized hat with lips colored bright cameo. She's wearing a fancy, well-tailored suit, and her long hair curls in a gentle waves over her shoulders. It's hard to take a look at her face, given the wide brim of her hat, and the sunglasses balanced on her nose. Who wears sunglasses indoors? I mean, really. But the skin across her lips looks a little taut. Might be rude to try and place a lady's age, but I reckon she's in her late 50s. Or maybe her early 60s. Still, she's very fashionable. Those heels she's wearing are huge. You could kill somebody with stilettos like that. They make for pretty good murder weapons. A woman might recognize Alice, but it doesn't look like Alice recognizes her. Not based on her blank expression. Alice laughs awkwardly. Then she sighs. Alice raises to her feet, her lower lip trembling. She isn't going to cry, is she? But Yuri holds her. Eh? Alice sits back down in her seat, albeit hesitantly, and eyeing Sayuri. She says, model, huh? Sayuri reaches into her handbag and hands Alice a business card. Alice accepts the card with her trembling fingers, her face bright red. Yeah, she seems to smile about that. Alice continues to glitter, gripping Sayuri's business card tightly between her fingers. Then Yue stops by a table, drinks in hand. She looks at Sayuri and raises an eyebrow askance. Yue stands there for a few moments, mutterly, her brow furrowed. She seems to be turning Sayur's proposition over in her head, going through all the pros and cons before she eventually responds. Yue takes one of Alice's hands in her own and gives it a squeeze. Of course I will. You got this, Alice. But I think that will be it for this video actually. So, hope you liked it, and if you did, so leave a like to it as usual, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!